Hi, my name is Matt Larson. We're here at the NAMM Show in Anaheim, California, 2022. Great to be back at doing a trade show. What we want to show you today is the announcement of the theater software that we can use already in the Quantum 7, the SD10, the SD9, now available in the SD12. Now what you can do is you can run your desk either as a live version or a theater version. When you turn that on, you get all these additional applications, okay? What's the difference between the live software and the theater software? Well, even our live software gives you a lot of granular control where I can actually do crossfades on any individual input channel, the faders, the aux sends, the EQs. Now let's go ahead and turn on the actual theater software, and you'll notice that the T logo comes up. And what I'm going to simply do is come in and just throw in a few scenes here. So now that I've turned these, I just banged in a bunch of scenes really quick. The first thing I want to do is go to my options page, and in your theater options, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my Q auto update, and you've got different scoping of your auto update exclusions. So this is what's so powerful about the theater software. It allows you to turn on a thing called auto update in the theater software, and when I do that, anything I change, EQ, faders, aux sends, panning, it actually will ripple that, it'll store that in every single scene. So take that as the global part. So automatically if I move a fader, that was written in, we'll say my 300 scenes, okay? But we have this thing called, in auto update, things that I can actually exclude. And what that allows me to do is, I'm gonna exclude my filters, my EQ, and my dynamics so that those can actually be, let's just do this, we'll just do faders and mutes. So I'll just do those in all of these settings. So now what that's gonna allow me to do is have my faders and my mutes could be unique in each scene. Okay, now let's think about that another way. If I have the auto update turned on, any changes I make get written in every scene, but I've excluded my faders and my muting. So that way, as an actor comes on the stage or not, I can have it muted or unmuted with automation. Now there's another thing that's pretty slick is if I come over and I change the EQ on a particular channel, that gets written into every single scene. So say you've got an actor or an instrument, you might want to do that EQ change and have it ripple into every single scene. But we have another thing that you can actually do, is it's called alias. So on the actual channel, I can actually open up the alias. So let's just go to an actual singer instead. So I'll go to Sue's vocal channel. I'm gonna hit alias and I'm gonna hit new, and it will actually capture everything that I've already set. You can copy that over if you want to or not. And let's just say this is gonna be Sue with a hat. So I've already had a channel strip, that channel strip could be labeled as Sue or Sue with the hat. So maybe in scene number 8, she's wearing the hat. Let me go to scene number 6, I go, oh yeah, she's also wearing the hat there, and she's also wearing the hat in scene number 3. So now what's gonna happen is, if I come over to this channel strip, and I change that EQ in that scene, you'll see that it says Sue with the hat, and then as I go through my show, there's Sue without the hat, that EQ is back to flat, or let's just put a little bit different EQ in there. So what happens is every time I touch the scene that actually has Sue with the hat, you'll notice that it's got that extra bump. So what's interesting with that is I can automatically be in any one of those scenes where she's wearing a hat, do any adjustments, and it automatically will go through all of my snapshots and update it just where she's wearing the hat. If I was in a scene where it was Sue only with no hat, then if any changes there, it would ripple down all the way through. So you get a lot of power with the system. Now in addition, with theater, we use a lot of VCAs, right? So let me go take a look at my VCA setup. So what I'm able to do is I'm gonna come under my layout here, and I'm gonna go to channel sets. And it makes it really fast to program a desk. So you could actually come under here, and under your actual, I'm gonna hit edit. So I could call this guys or girls, and let me just go ahead and list this in here. So I'll do capitals, we'll say guys, girls, QLab, strings, and then brass. So I've just gave these groups, and then what I can do is just, I'm looking at guys, I can just come over here and go Mike, Matt, Tim, and then for the girls, I'll just go ahead and put those in this group. And then the next one I'll do is my QLab, so there's my QLab stuff. And then I got my strings. Yeah, there we go, and then my brass. and that's good enough. So what that allowed me to do is quickly put various instruments into these, and then what I can do is, under the control group cues, if basically I've got punch in a bunch of scenes here. Cue list. Let me close that window so we can see what we're doing. So we've got all these scenes. So I'm in scene number 1, and what I'm able to do is, under the cues, so what I actually have is the ability to spill all of my inputs really quickly through all the scenes. So what I'm going to do is, if I want to have, we'll say, girls or guys in any particular group, when I touch that, it put the guys in every single scene. Then I could go to the next one and just say girls. The next one, I'll hit Q Lab. The next one, we'll say strings, and then brass. But at the same time, I might find, I'm going to just grab my keyboard here. We're at the trade show, so the keyboard's not sticking out. If I actually hit the shift key, when I select one of those, I could exclude. So instead of me having like all the guys in there, you could exclude everybody but one particular person. So what this did is it made it really super fast for me to be able to come in and build up my snapshots. So now as I go through my scenes on all of my VCA assignments, everything gets populated and it shows all the labeling all the way through there. In addition, what it does, it also follows through on all of my muting. So I could say I want everything muted in this first scene, except for maybe these two, and then when I hit next scene, everything follows through. So it's all driven by the VCAs. Another thing that the theater software allows you to do is actually go in and analyze, because you might have, let's say 300 scenes, and there might be something that you accidentally did, but you don't really know where it is. So you typically would have to sit there and look at every single channel, firing off every single scene. We have an editor where we can actually come in and look at a granular control of the channel cues, and I could pick, like say I know that it's something to do with Jen's mic and maybe the Q Lab, so I could actually open this up and look at any edits that are in there, and you can see if it ever is highlighted, it's telling you that in that scene there was a change, and then you can make the decision if you wanted that or not, or you could say, hey, this is correct in this channel, and you could then copy that and put that into the other channel. So the theater software, keep in mind, you only have to buy the license for the desk. You can download the remote control editor of any of our desks, and if they have the theater version, the broadcast version, you can actually use that for free on your own laptop. It's only the physical hardware that you have to own the license. So you got to check out the theater software. We've got some great videos online as well. We'd love to see you play with it. Have a great day.